everybody, and happy Wednesday. Happy hump day it is. Short week, fabulous. So I'm getting on here to chat. It's been requested by me to chat a little bit about relationships, etc. And I know that several of you have requested that. And first, I wanted to start out by not talking directly about relationships, but something that I find to be extremely important, and that is our singleness. Most of you who are watching this are probably single, and some of you who have messaged me are saying, I'm lonely, I don't know how to find somebody, I'm ready to throw in the towel, I don't like this. So I want to place something in your head. Just give me a minute. How about if you think a little bit different? Throw that out of your head for a minute, and I want you to go back in time. I want you to go back to that place that you were at when you were in a relationship, when you were miserable possibly, and you will maybe, like me, you felt stuck. And you had a person. I want you to go back there and remember how you felt. And you were dying. You were dying, if you were like me, to get out, to be alone. You would have done anything to be in the position you're in currently, instead of in the position you were previously. And now that you've accomplished that, you're sad, you're bent out of shape, you want to find someone new. So let's stop for a minute and let's celebrate our singleness. Let's just think in our heads, my God, we got out of that relationship that was nowhere, bringing me nowhere, going nowhere. That relationship that felt miserable on a daily basis. That relationship that brought me to my knees. That relationship that I had no emotional, mental, spiritual, physical connection with that person. I'm out. I'm out now. And awesome. I'm by myself. I can do the things that I want to do. I can take my life and mold it any way that I would like. I have nobody that's going to check up on me. I have nobody to answer to. I mean, I know in my place here, I can run around any way I want. I can cook the dinners I want. I can do small things that I want. I can do large things that I want. I don't have anybody that's holding me back. You are the same way. You are the same way. And I want you to start focusing on the fact that you got through a portion of your life where you were stuck for possibly a while, and maybe a really long time, and you went over that huge hump, and now you're on the other side, and the grass is greener. The grass is greener here. Enjoy it. Throw your shoes off and walk in that beautiful green grass alone, because thank God you don't have what you had previously. You were lonely with a person previously. That is the most horrible feeling. So thank God you're not anymore. And take a little time to celebrate your singleness. Now I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I want to move into a specific topic about where do we start when we're looking for a person in our lives. As you know, I have a speed dating business, and my goal for you is to connect you with people in which you can either start to casually date or start a long-term relationship with, face to face. I am not into the whole app thing. I think technology does not belong at all in the dating realm. I think it actually does something very strange as you go from match to messaging to phone call knowing everything about this person before you actually sit in front of them to see if there's any chemistry. I think it's all backwards. So that's where I come from. Now let's step into a little bit different area here. So I've been asked to talk about, like, how do I find somebody? Okay. First of all, celebrate your singleness and be happy where you are. Okay. That's very, very important, because like attracts like. If you're happy on a daily basis, you're going to attract happy people. You definitely are. And secondly, the topic I'm going to talk about right now is something that can be very helpful to you, to moving forward as a single person to uncomplicated dating. So let's just take a minute and not jump forward into, okay, how can I find that perfect person? Where is she? Where is he? Let's step back again, and we have looked at our previous relationship and said, we're happy to be out of it, right? We're happy. Totally happy. Now, in order to move forward, I feel a really healthy way to do that, to move forward and not to fall in the same cycles, fall in love with the same type of people that we have in the past. There's something that needs to be done by all of us. And that would be, let's reflect a little bit on our previous relationship and our previous partner or partners. This is the question I want you to ask yourself. Ask yourself today, tonight, when you have some time, you're alone and it's quiet. The question is, what are the characteristics or qualities or attributes that my partner, my previous partner or ex, had that brought us to the demise of our relationship? So what are the qualities that your partner had? I'm just repeating it one more time. That brought us to the demise of our relationship. You know, I speak to many, many, many single people, and this is what I hear. We just didn't get along. We became friends. It just didn't work out. That's not true. That is not true. You need to dig deeper in order to figure out, why didn't it work out? Why did you just become friends? Why didn't you just get along in the end? Why? So pick out those attributes or qualities that your partner had. And let me just give you some examples. Maybe somebody was not somebody who would compromise. And maybe they were always like that, but you worked through it for years, but it got worse and worse and worse. And that is part of the reason your relationship didn't work. Maybe you had somebody who was very negative. And you knew it in the beginning, but you worked through it. But in the end, or towards the end, oh my God, the negativity was it was choking you. Maybe another thing that I could relate to is, maybe you're an extrovert and they were an introvert, and you really wanted different lives. And that worked out for quite some time. That extrovert, introvert, we got along, we did our own thing, alone, together. I compromised. But then after a while, I wanted a different life. So I want you to list these things that your ex or your past partner, the attributes that they had that brought you to the demise of your relationship, and I want you to write them out. Not only do I want you to write them out, I want you to get them in your head, in the back of your head, and I want you to know them very, very, very well. I'll let you know a little bit further along why you need to know them well. Now, after you do all of that, I then want you to reflect upon yourself. This is not beat up yourself. This is not look back and blame your ex. This is all a reflection, as if you were in a business transaction in the past and it didn't work out. You want to know why it didn't work out so you don't repeat the same things over and over again. So you look at yourself and you look at okay, what are my attributes or qualities that actually led to the demise of my relationship with that person? Because it takes two to tango. It takes two. And it's hard for us to swallow sometimes that we actually were part of this. It was we added to the demise of our relationship in the majority of cases, if not all. And we have some qualities that are a little bit off as well. So maybe you're somebody who catered. You catered to certain behavior that shouldn't be catered to. Maybe, God bless you, honey. That's my son. Maybe you're somebody who, when somebody rubbed you wrong, maybe you turned yourself off. Who knows? Whatever those reasons were, whatever those qualities and attributes are that you have, I want you now to list those. I want you to know those. You take these things, you put them in your head, and when you're on your next date with somebody who, wow, she's gorgeous, or wow, he's very, very handsome, and I'm having such a good time, and conversation is flowing really well, and wow, I've been asked on a second date. Go on the second date, and you notice, well, they're not really compromising. This feels so familiarly strange. Let me think. That's one of those qualities that I struggle with. Somebody who doesn't compromise. Because what's going to happen when they don't compromise? Well, I'm going to bend, and then I'm going to struggle with my boundaries. Maybe you're on your second date and something else happens. Maybe they're very negative to the waitstaff, or they're gossipy, or they throw out some type of they have compliments they state to you, but then they might throw out something that maybe makes you feel bad about yourself. And you say in your head, you look at your list in your head of your ex's qualities, and you say, this person has 2 or 3 of these qualities my ex had, and I am not willing to go through that same cycle again, waste all of that time dating somebody who I find attractive and can chat with, but then I'm going to not be able to get along with. So at that point, you want to say next. You want to move on. So this is my lesson for today. This is kind of what we're going over, is reflection upon the past. Number 1, let me go back. Celebration of who you are as a single person now and where you were. Let's not ever forget where we were and how desperate we were to move out of that place. And now we're in that position where we are single and we are free to do those things that we want to do. Secondly, let's reflect. Let's reflect about qualities, attributes. Let's reflect about what caused the demise of the relationship. And let's take responsibility and ownership of the things that we have and the qualities that we have that might have caused or that did add to the demise of the relationship. And then at that point, let's put all of that in our head for the future so you can find somebody who is not similar or the same as the partners you had in the past, in which you wasted a lot of time with, you were miserable with, and you weren't compatible with. So we want to find somebody compatible for you, and this is one way. I hope all of you have a wonderful week, and I would love to have questions or comments below about this. If there are other topics you want me to touch on, please comment below. If you enjoyed this, I would love a big old heart, and or a thumbs up would be fabulous. And like I said, I wish you a wonderful week. Thank you so much, everybody, and remember, face-to-face is the best way to meet somebody. 100%. Bye-bye.